one of the sections in the book early on, I talk about the brand wheel, and I talk about how in the center of this brand wheel is the logo, and around that wheel are all the touch points that communicate messages to the people that you are trying to sell. So you have your outdoor, you have your truck wraps, you have social media, your website, your uniforms, brochures, direct mail, all those things are around that wheel. And obviously the hub of that wheel, it stems from the logo itself. So if you don't get that logo correct, it's very difficult to build a round wheel from, right? But every one of those touch points are communicating something to the people that you are trying to sell to. So what is it actually saying to them? Is it saying to them, we will be on time, we will be respectful of your property, we will be honest, we will be trustworthy, we will deliver value with our services? So everything that we try to do when we think about branding is we try to create an impression of what the deliverable will be before you ever get to ring the doorbell or have a CSR answer the phone from them. So if I can control what Mrs. Jones believes, and she's who the target audience is, like that, you hear me talk about that in the book a lot. What can we do to make her feel something about the experience she would get if she chose to hire you? And branding isn't complex in that notion. It's what are we doing to make them think they're going to get a superior service from you? Because otherwise, if they think you're the same as everyone else, then cost becomes the deciding factor. Well, why would I go with Zoom Drain when I can go with ACX Plumbing and they're half the price? Well, will there be a warranty? Are the technicians trained? Do they have fully stocked trucks? So all the things we do that we can try to add value into why we need to charge what we charge. But if we can't distinguish that, then the consumer just picks the lowest common denominator at that point, or the lowest cost. So when you have guys that hit roadblocks about average tickets, and everyone wants to raise their average tickets, I get it, and I understand that. But quite often, you fail to give the consumer a valid reason to believe that they should pay a premium for your service. And if you can't validate your pricing in her mind, then you don't get the sale. Like it's not complicated,
Yeah.
So they're going to go somewhere cheaper because you haven't demonstrated that there's a reason to pay a premium for it. And a lot of times the brand signals that. It's like if there's a white truck on the driveway with a magnetic sign, I don't expect to pay a lot of money for the service. I don't care how good, the logo on the magnetic sign is. I'm not paying a lot of money for the service. So there's a lot of those trust signals that go out with branding, and we just want to control them as best we can. And I think the other thing that I think is important to note is the people, generally speaking, that we work with, and this was true back when Ellen had us redesign the brand for you guys, is a lot of companies provide a great service. They just don't look like they provide a great service, right? So if you were to judge them again on what you're being presented, it's like I I don't get there. Like I can't get there to think that this is going to be an amazing experience. But maybe when you ring the doorbell, you've got the booties, you've got all the systems down, you've got great CSRs. Maybe that helps me at that point. But I'm trying to control all the things that happen before then, because if I can't accomplish that before then you may not get the call ever. And if you
That's
don't get the
right.
call ever, you don't even get a chance to prove how great you are. But what if I can show them how great you are before you ever get to ring the doorbell? That's why I like when we look at the data as far as even just booking rates post rebrand, like you see an uptick in the booking rates without changing anything operationally. Again, because the person is making the call has a higher expectation of the service.